Nutrition in the time of COVID, what we faced, how we adapt, and what we learned. Good afternoon. I am Sharon Lawson with Meals on Wheels of Wake County. I am the Director of Program Services, and I would like you all to know the following things once the pandemic hit. We closed down for 2 weeks because of the pandemic, just to allow our caterer to prepare our frozen meals for all of our clients. As we prepared for this all frozen platform, we realized we needed more drivers and more vehicles to transport the meals. We currently have 5 drivers and 5 vehicles. We started with 2 vehicles and 2 drivers. We also utilize volunteers for our 2 largest sites. Volunteers were retrained using CDC guidelines for delivering meals. We also created a new volunteer video and attached it to our online volunteer application. This gave our volunteers a training tool to review before completing the application. In June of 2020, we decided to convert to shelf-stable meals because it was very difficult for us to keep the meals frozen. As we searched for opportunities to supplement the shelf-stable boxes, we partnered with AmeriCorps. This partnership was 6 months, and we had a AmeriCorps representative named Stephanie Thurm. Stephanie was our emergency food coordinator, and she was responsible for supplementing our meals. Stephanie is a permanent employee with us as a project coordinator for produce and restaurant programs. I will now turn it over to Stephanie to discuss our COVID partnerships.
Hey y'all, so I have been working with Meals on Wheels since June. When I first came on, because we were doing the shelf-stable meals, getting produce and more nutrient-dense fresh food was a focus. So for that, we partnered with local farms to provide fresh ingredients. We also did some education for our clients by providing recipes and different instructions for doing home preparation for some of the items that people may not have prepared by themselves before. Another thing that we did was partnering with organizations who wanted to support Meals on Wheels during the pandemic but couldn't actively volunteer. We collected breakfast bags, which were great. They're shelf-stable items that we could disperse at any time. That way, if we did have to shut down at any point, we knew that there was backup food that our clients had. After that, when we started to have a little bit more ability to look into different ways to getting meals to people, we started to volunteer, or we started to partner with some local food trucks and local restaurants to provide fresh meals to go along with the shelf-stable meals. Some of the people that we partnered with were Q Burger, Lincoln Moo, both locally owned food trucks. We partnered with Southern Chard, a locally owned restaurant in downtown Raleigh, and we've also partnered with Angie's Restaurant, which is a local restaurant in Garner. These were great just to give some variety to our clients and remind them that we were working as hard as we could to start getting some fresh food out to them, even as the pandemic slowed us down. It's also let us partner with some larger corporations in the area. The Hurricanes, downtown Raleigh, actually donated food to provide holiday meals to the bulk of our clients. So those were great. We knew that it would be a difficult year for our clients for a number of reasons. Part of it being shut off from people and maybe not being able to travel for Thanksgiving and Christmas or spend time with families. So those meals were fantastic. We were able to provide ham and turkey dinners, some great meals. at that time for clients, and had some great feedback. It's important to feed people, but you also want to obviously feed them nutritious food, and anytime that you can educate or introduce them to something new, then that's just another win. We definitely had fun throughout the whole process, even though it was trying, but we teamed up with having all of our staff out there to package meals that came from the food trucks and from the restaurants to distribute them. Another great program that we did was with Southern Chard, which is across the street from one of our congregate sites. We did a Hello and To Go. We're starting to open up a little bit more. The clients could come right across the street and get a fresh hot meal twice a week from Southern Chard, and also gave us a chance to just have a short visit, see how people were doing, a little bit more interaction than what we had had before. Other ways that we have more recently partnered with the community to provide nutritious food and focus on diversity is by partnering with the Black Farmers Hub and the Black Farmers Market. The Black Farmers Hub is a third party that buys food produce from small Black farms all across the state, then creates produce boxes for distribution. Through them, we were able to get a produce bag to every single one of our clients, home delivered and congregate. And also the Black Farmers Market, we had the opportunity to partner with and purchase fresh eggs, fresh vegetables. Down at the bottom is honey and some local hot tea is a project that we're working on right now. Always to provide nutritious options for people. But we know a lot of our clients drink hot tea, and honey helps with allergies and things like that. So we've had the opportunity to support a lot of smaller businesses while providing more food options for our clients throughout this whole experience. Another way we've partnered is with one of our partners in the building that we're in, Interfaith, to provide weekend meals to our Blair Drive and North Raleigh, the bulk of our home delivered clients. These meals are to go along with the frozen meals that they're already receiving, but something a little different, and also to provide a few more food resources throughout their week. So throughout this year, I feel like we've been successful with trying out a number of different ways to continue to provide food to our clients and also adapt to a changing senior population. So although COVID has been hard, we've found some cool ways to make it work and have some thoughts about how we will do that in the future. So I will turn it over to our executive director, Alan Winstead, now.
Hey, so, as bad as this whole pandemic with COVID has been, we really have done a lot of fun things and a lot of good things, in part because our staff, our volunteers, and our participants all made the decision early on that we were not going to let COVID win. We are going to be stronger than any pandemic. And so as hopefully we're winding down and moving back to a more normal operating policy, some of the things that we've learned are that we really are resilient. We can do a lot of different things, and that we have flexibility. We've had some flexibility with our public funding, but we've also had flexibility because of fundraising. And so we really think, that's one of the things that we would like to continue is how we can deliver hot, nutritious, prepared food to our participants in creative ways. And that would be one of the takeaways if we can sort of work with public policy to maybe keep some of those flexible rules and regulations in mind. In addition, it would be great. We've had a lot of money that's been put into nutrition through Families First Act, through the CARES Act. And if we can continue to show how important getting food to seniors in our communities is, that we will be able to keep that food. You know, one of the benefits has been we have gotten more food into people's hands. We've gotten the lunch, we've gotten prepared meals, we've gotten shelf-stable food, we've gotten fresh produce, all of the things that have benefited our participants over the past 15 months. And those are, we want to continue to see how we can serve that food in that way going forward. One of the most exciting things has been all of the new partnerships that we've formed with businesses, volunteers, companies, new funders, and all of that. Those partnerships have been critical to our success over the time, and we want to keep those going as we return to a more normal operating policy. You know, and we've seen early on participants. We have more new participants. We have different participants in areas of our county that we've not worked with before. You know, we knew people needed food early on, and we've kept them with the variety of food and the quality of food that we have served. You know, one of the partnerships that we now are working with was with Jewish Family Services, working with them to get meals to older Jewish members of our community. And we want to continue to serve people where they are and how they are. Again, there have been a lot of very, very bad things about COVID, about the pandemic, but we've learned a lot about our Meals on Wheels programs, about the needs of the community, and we want to take the positive things that we've learned and go forward. Lord, I didn't have a makeup person.